Bonjour mes amis, thanks for joining us on SERVi Homestead again. We are out on a fishing trip in Rockefeller Refuge away in South Louisiana in Cameron Parish. So this is May 2023 and we'll see how we do. All right. Mom's on that side crabbing. I've been throwing the cast net, got a few shrimp and a couple of mullet, but not much. Boys are over here crabbing. They're catching a few small ones, like maybe 5 inches across. It's a lot of fun. Crabbing is almost always active out here, and it can keep the whole family entertained. And you can also try fishing with a pole and throwing a cast net to try to see what else you can get. I'm learning to just enjoy the process and not just the final outcome of going home with things to eat. So even with this video, I'm just going to relax. I'll show you guys some clips, some updates of what we catch, and then finish it all out. It's good to know how these local fishing areas are doing now and then. And sometimes people may visit South Louisiana and want to know what they can do or where they can go to have some outside time. So much water here in South Louisiana, some fresh, some brackish, some salt. I think this is brackish water, so there's lots of living things in here. Shrimp, crabs, catfish, sometimes drum and other kinds of fish, croakers. So it can be interesting if you come at the right time. Oh, by the way, please go check out my other channel. It's just my name, Dustin Davi. It's all about me trying to encourage handymen and makers and fixers and doers, and giving examples of jobs that I've done to hopefully give tips and help out those that are trying to do the same thing, fixing things to make money and help others. So go check it out. Please like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. I don't think I've ever seen quite this many people here. One cool thing about saltwater is there's always living things moving around in it. It makes it kind of exciting. I think you can always catch something, either in the cast net or on the crab line or on a fishing pole, because it just seems so dynamic. There's a large alligator down here. It grabbed the crab line of the people next to us. So for crabbing, oftentimes people just use a sturdy piece of string with a piece of chicken or beef melt or some other old piece of meat. And the crabs come chewing on it and pulling on it, and you slowly pull on the string toward your net. When you get the crab and the meat right above the net, you can scoop straight up, or another person can scoop straight up and get the crab in the net, and then you place it in the ice chest. And it took their line, and I just saw it snap at a bird right here. So I'm trying to find it. It seems fairly large, like maybe about 5 feet long. Here's a piece of chicken tied to a string, and you just anchor the other end of the string and toss the meat out there, and when you see the line tight, you know a crab is pulling on it. Here's a small alligator. It's not the one that took the other people's chicken. That was on the other side of the gravel road. This is on the nice wharf halfway down Price Lake Road where the two canals intersect. Just trying to throw the cast net and see what we catch.
Hey!
Oh, wow.
Wait, what is that, bro? A carp?
I don't know.
A carp? Let's go.
It must be.
Yo.
What is this?
A fish.
Oh, what kind?
I don't know.
It's very flat. Must be some type of carp. It has a small mouth. Huh. Interesting.
Let's go.
All 5 of us can throw a cast net with varying degrees of skill. A few little shiny things.
Eagle nose? This, we kept the smaller one.
Let me take a peek.
There were a lot of trucks and trailers parked at the beginning of Joseph's Harbor too. I guess they call it the East End Locks of Rockefeller. So now there are check-in stations at both roads in Rockefeller, so you have to sign the piece of paper and tear it and put half of it in there and put the other portion in when you leave, saying what you did while you were there. So here in Grand Chenier there is a wharf and a boat ramp on either end of it at the Mermentau River, and it's pretty nice.
Stingray type of thing.
Whoa,
Oh, whoa! Look, the fin's moving.
it's crazy.
What is that?
Yo,
Maybe it's a delicacy.
a baby barracuda.
Yeah, it could be something like that. I don't know.
You gotta see that.
There were a few guys on the side of us that kept catching these hardhead catfish, and one of them caught a really nice large redfish. We weren't catching much. We caught a couple of small catfish and a couple that were big enough to keep, but I think they had heavier tackle and they were able to cast further, closer to the middle of the Mermentau River, and maybe they were accessing better area. But they gave us the hardheads because they didn't want to keep them. And some people say that they don't like them because there's a lot of head and rib area and they make more slime in the ice chest than other catfish, and their sting is really painful. But we didn't mind keeping them because this was really the only fish we had to take home. Then Timothy caught a nice channel catfish, so that was cool. At this point it was the end of the day and we had a long hot day, so we hit the road heading west, and then we eventually turned north to go towards Lake Charles, but not quite in Lake Charles, and then hit Interstate 10 and head back east. We ended up with over 2 dozen crabs and the catfish, maybe 8 or 9 of them I think. So they stayed all in the icy water of the ice chest overnight, and the next morning I filleted 5 hardheads and we had it with breakfast. So thanks for watching SERVi Homestead, everybody. Take care. We'll see you on the next one. Get out there and do some fishing.